Hi, I'm Keisha and welcome back. Today I'm going to show you how I make my roasted Brussels sprouts. Now I'm sure you, just like I, growing up hated Brussels sprouts because your grandmother or your mother or someone boiled the crap out of them and told you that it was good for you and that it tasted great. That's clearly a lie. These are going to be crispy and they're going to be flavorful, and most of all, they're not going to be soggy. So let's go ahead and get started. I have 2 pounds of Brussels sprouts here, but before we dress them, we're going to trim them and wash them thoroughly. So I'm just gonna set these to the side and take a Brussels sprout and trim the end by just slicing it off like that. And if there are any gnarly looking outer leaves, just go ahead and peel those off because we don't want those. And then I'm going to halve them because that's how I roast them. And then into the colander they go. The first time I ever had any good Brussels sprouts was probably about 4 years ago. I was at a friend's house and she used to bodybuild, and she made some Brussels sprouts for me, roasted with simple preparation of just olive oil and salt and pepper. And I was skeptical, I'm not gonna lie, but they were absolutely delicious. And so that was the turning point for me coming around to liking Brussels sprouts again. And now whenever I get a chance, I make Brussels sprouts for people to make them into believers, because roasted Brussels sprouts are a thing of beauty and there's no need to be afraid of them or to hate them because they're delicious. Now that I have my Brussels sprouts trimmed and washed, all that's left to do is dress this. Now, when my friend made them, she only used olive oil, salt, and pepper, and for a while that's all I did, and you don't need to do anything else. That is absolutely delicious on its own. But recently I've been making my own vinaigrettes, which is a very simple vinaigrette of just olive oil, lemon or lime juice with apple cider vinegar, garlic, and some fresh herbs. Sometimes I use thyme or rosemary, and sometimes I don't use any of that. Today I'm just going to use a simple preparation as a nice skeleton base for you to build upon. So in here, it's just olive oil, lime juice this time, garlic, apple cider vinegar, and that's it. No herbs this time. So I'm just gonna go ahead and use the rest of this. This will probably be about maybe like 1.5 teaspoons. So I'm just gonna go ahead and pour all of this in here and see how saturated it is and see if I want to add any more. And to this, I'm just gonna add a little bit of salt and black pepper. You know how I love my black pepper. And mix just to make sure that all of it gets coated with something. And that's it. All I have to do now is pop this onto my baking sheet and get it into the oven. So I'm just going to dump all of this on there, make sure I get everything out, and all of my juices. And then from here, I'm just going to spread this evenly so it's all in one single layer so that we get an even bake. Something else that I like to do, and this is just preference, but I like to go through and turn mine all cut side up because I found that it browns better on this side, which is what I like. Some people like to put them with the flat side down. Honestly, it doesn't matter. Some people just throw them on here and leave it just how it is, but my preference is to do it cut side up. This is quick, simple, easy, and all I have to do now is pop this into my oven, which is set at 400 degrees for about 35 to 40 minutes, or until I see that the tops are starting to brown and crisp up, but they're not soggy. So I'll show you what it looks like in just a little while. So my Brussels sprouts are out of the oven and they look gorgeous. They will shrink in size a little bit, but we want the browning that we see here on the edge. And on the bottoms, there should be some browning as well. Only thing left to do now is taste it. So I'm gonna taste one and I'm gonna let you hear how it sounds. So I'll take this one. It's absolutely delicious. So you can hear that there's a bite to it. You don't want it to, your teeth to just sink into this and it sort of just like melts in your mouth. That's what we don't want here. We want there to be texture. We want there to be bite. We want there to be some sort of resistance. And then I'll try one of the leaves. And that's just like a potato chip. It's salty, it's tangy from the lime. You've got the roasted garlic flavor. It's absolutely delicious. So there you have it. my roasted Brussels sprouts with a vinaigrette that has olive oil, lime or lemon juice, apple cider vinegar, garlic, and whatever herbs I have on hand or no herbs. In the comments below, let me know how you like your Brussels sprouts. And if you give this recipe a try, let me know how you like that as well. Thanks for watching and happy eating.